So ironically, this was a topic we were going to talk about last month, and then YouTube actually stepped in and made some changes halfway through the script. So now let's look at it more as a retrospective. Today we're talking about AI fake trailers. You've probably seen at least one fake trailer on this website in your time here on YouTube. Every time some big blockbuster is highly anticipated but doesn't have a trailer yet, you can pretty much expect it to happen. I remember at least a dozen different ones for the Moana live-action remake, or Moana 2, and practically every major Marvel or Star Wars release gets something like this as well. These trailers, as you can imagine, are just total grifts. They're designed to fool a gullible audience into thinking they've missed a real trailer drop so that they click and watch for a little bit, harvesting that little retention time and monetizing it to make a profit. It's usually pretty clear early on that they are fake and easy enough to click off of, but sometimes they're admittedly very charming. They're bootlegs, and they're made on a much lower budget than the actual production, of course, without the big name actors. And honestly, this gave these fake trailers a sort of charming style to them sometimes. But in the past few years, these frankly lovingly handcrafted fakes have more or less disappeared. Fundamentally, these fake trailers were, again, a grift, just an attempt to farm clicks, but now, with the rise of AI video technology, the amount of effort needed to make them has decreased significantly. Rather than having to actually gather a crew and shoot something, it's been all about prompting, doing as little as possible for the maximum effect. And hey, you can get the big name actors in now, because you can just splice their face in. I even fell for them a couple of times. I know once I was gathering a bunch of trailer footage for Inside Out 2 and accidentally inhaled one of these AI ones, where they would splice real shots of the first trailer and imitating an imaginary second trailer that then add in AI generated versions of the characters, not really doing anything, but you know, in there. So I wouldn't be surprised if in one of my old Inside Out 2 videos, slightly shuffled in, is a couple AI shots. Oops, yeah, you know, what a pain. YouTube has always had a lot of these fake trailers, but now they are practically flooded. The barrier to entry is so much lower now. Take it from me, I have to inhale animated movie trailers a lot of the times for my coverage, and it is a swamp to get through sometimes. These fake trailers, made traditional with at least some effort and talent behind them, have now been completely overtaken by the AI slop process. With an AI workflow having the potential to write, generate, and publish these trailers way faster than any kind of traditional workflow could. It's honestly impossible to keep up with a fake trailer house. And many of those same people who were putting in so much effort before, rather than being replaced, have just turned to generating things themselves instead of doing full productions like they used to. And honestly, I think something is lost by this matter, no matter who you are. If you're the average viewer, there's so much noise vying for your attention. Fake trailers pushing for non-existent content, claiming to be from brands you want to genuinely keep up with, always been a little annoying, but it's never been to this degree before. AI has swamped this industry, and it had gotten so bad that YouTube did in fact step in. According to a report by Deadline, Google stepped in and had taken down two of the highest profile AI movie trailer channels, deleting them from the YouTube platform altogether. And this is Google, who, mind you, has their own AI models like Gemini or Nano Banana Pro that they very much like promoting the use of. Even still, this has just gone too far even for them. And it wasn't a small takedown either. Futurism reports that combined, the channels called Screen Culture, based in India, and KH Studio, based in the US, boasted over 2 million subscribers and more than 1 billion views. It's ironic, I really was gonna make a dedicated video about screen culture, and then, oops, karma got to them first. But clearly, this was probably generating some major revenue for Google too, since they would have been taking a piece of that pie. So what gives? Why suddenly did they shut things down? What was their motivation? Well, it's pretty simple actually. These AI trailer houses weren't just replacing fake trailers, they were competing with and even eclipsing the real ones too. Deadline reports that these fake trailers would be built using copyrighted movie footage as a base. Then from there, the fake trailer house would pump out dozens of trailers that were near enough to the style to actually be believable. As an example, we can look at the latest Fantastic Four movie. It's a film that was generally received pretty positively, but somewhat underperformed, and its lead up and launch may have genuinely been disrupted by these trailers given their numbers, directly affecting the marketable success of the mainline industry. So they upset the rich people again. According to Deadline's report, fake trailer house Screen Culture churned out 23 different trailers for this one superhero film just in March 2025, with more than one of them outperforming the official trailer. This means that it's super likely that more people were exposed to these fake AI trailers rather than to the actual trailers for this human-crafted piece of media. That is maddening. And this happened for many animated films as well. It's not a lightning in a bottle. It's a consistent thunderstorm. Toy Story 5, for example, had many AI trailers leading up to the release of its highly anticipated teaser. And just like with Shrek 5, this teaser didn't really say much, so the AI Slop just continued afterwards, making promises about the content of the film that wasn't theirs to make and will not be kept. It genuinely could hurt these films and their performance, especially with less aware or tech-savvy users who couldn't tell the difference. And as AI models continue to improve, that is a growing demographic. Worryingly. Hey there, thank you for making it to the halfway mark of this video. Come subscribe if you haven't already for more AI animation news. We don't typically talk about specifically the YouTube platform. I've never been one to really do those behind the scenes updates of, YouTube censored me and all this. Mainly because I just play the system all the time. But if you'd like to open up the discussion of how to help filter out future content on YouTube, feel free to tell us your thoughts on how you would handle this AI problem on the platform. It's an interesting conversation. But for now, let's get back to the second half of this video first, eh? And let's face it, it's not just AI spoofs of real IP too. You've seen the shuffled footage behind me. There have been so many Pixar-styled films with some very, very dark and inappropriate themes that I've mostly tried to crop out. Edgy for the sake of edgy or just outright racist. These fake trailers made up out of the blue are also just as dangerous to these brands as the ones based on real projects. For studios like Disney and Pixar, who are already seeing their reputation spiral downwards, it's just adding more kindling piled onto their funerary pyre. So YouTube suspended these channels, and it makes sense why. They were hurting their corporate partners, the very companies that buy the ad slots that support YouTube in the first place. But it wasn't supposed to be the big and public sentence that it turned into. Despite eventually ripping down these channels, YouTube first just quietly demonetized them, hoping this would bring a stop to the slop. But it didn't, and so despite their own interest in AI, Google had to step in and protect their ad revenue, directly from the advertisers, not what they selling you the adverts. And honestly, that seems to be the only thing these big companies ever care about or listen to and will react with. It is their bottom line. Making money for shareholders is what they're built to do. And for some reason, a lot of them believe AI tools are the future that will transform their companies so that they're unbelievably wealthy by replacing all of their employees with free labor. But time and time again, it's been leading to situations like these, with angered audiences or perturbed employees either having their jobs replaced or fear of having them replaced, or the likes of AI coding just falling apart within itself. And a general disagreeablement when it comes to the new announcements of AI things, mixed into otherwise human-made content, or productions, or workflows. The presence of these AI trailers really did deal some damage to the big companies. Perhaps it also helps explain the rise of less famous studios now, like those distributed by Angel recently, as they're just not big enough to be a focus of these fake AI trailers yet, or to have their art style so regularly copied. But you can bet one day they will be. Angel, for example, has made a big splash lately with the King of Kings and David, as well as that upcoming Animal Farm trailer. Regardless of what you think about these projects, and I'd certainly say they each vary in quality, they're still a rising star in the space, and the goal of AI animation is to replace all traditional animation, 3D and 2D. So more or less, they're in the right place at the right time to be AI's next plagiarism victim. But YouTube's shuttered the AI trailer slop channels now. Surely that means this won't happen, right? Well, no. As you can imagine, these channels are like hydras, and even as these two are cut off, many more have already risen to take their place since then. The issue is that, again, AI trailers are so easy to produce. Marvel reportedly has gone to dozens of different studios to get the trailer for their new Avengers movie just right. But with AI, a bootleg Slop trailer can just be cut in minutes, and it can compete numerically with the actual media it's ripping off. It's a great step in the right direction for Google to get rid of the biggest contributors of AI slop on YouTube manually, but without a full AI content filter on the platform, this probably won't ever stop. And it's not like an AI filter is impossible. The likes of the new Vine app Divine has an outright anti-AI content policy, which is part of the reason it's being seen so positively at the offset. Whilst at the same time, this is a harder hurdle for YouTube potentially, as not only are they hypocrites for making AI stuff themselves and banning it if they did, but also it probably makes them a lot of ad revenue as well. Although there is a lot of slop YouTube shorts that don't make money, it's just a matter of how far the pressure has to get before they do eventually hit that big turn off AI switch. I wouldn't count on it though. The solution is simple. Google has the power to restrict the use of AI on their platform however they like. Instead of just taking down these juggernauts, YouTube can and should regulate the use of AI on their service. All there needs to be is a toggle you can turn on or off when searching to filter out AI results. And this problem is suddenly more or less fixed. Take it like YouTube Kids and a Made for Kids filter. You just make YouTube AI its own separate website as well. Maybe that could be the thing. Sure, it won't be foolproof. The goal of AI model development is in many respects to slip between the cracks of these sorts of filters and become imperceptibly realistic. And they could just as simply say, oh, it's not AI content, and then be on the not AI content version filter. But a giant successful filter like this takes the burden of sorting out what is or isn't legitimate off of the consumer and puts it on the platform itself. And this, at the very least, would be a great step towards solving this big AI slop trailer problem even more. Nice to hear a dent has happened to AI along the way, but I think this battle is far from over. But at least there's some silver linings in there. Yeah. As of right now, though, no such measures have been taken, and it'll probably come with more boiling pressure over time. And while what has been done is a step towards regulating AI on the platform, in many ways, it's only kicking the proverbial can down the road to be dealt with later. But hey, it's only early 2026 so far, so maybe we'll be in a better place by the end of the year. For now, though, my name's been Daz. Thank you very much for reaching the end of this video. Do tell us your thoughts on AI fake trailers and how you would try to filter them out. Any suggestions on how to upgrade the YouTube platform itself could be really interesting to talk about. I'd love to hear all of your thoughts and more, and I shall see you all in a little bit. Cheerio!